Hey guys, and welcome to the walkthrough for the question of the month. This is for June 2024. Before we start, special thanks to people who gave a solution, so awfully sorry for butchering these names. I think Chidoria Cobb 8874. Your solution using a enumerate and a for loop was really nice. It's actually one that we're going to be taking a look at here. And second one, I'm really going to butcher this one. It sounds like it says Manjo Decowan. Again, yeah, feel free to comment and correct me because I probably have butchered that name. Your solution, again, is using an enumerate, but this time with a list comprehension. So I'm going to walk through both these solutions here. The one I arrived at myself is actually very similar to this one here, so that's really cool. Now, I'm posting these every month from now on with a post on the channel followed by a solution video a week or two later. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed and then you can kind of follow along, have a go at the question, post your answers, and then we can kind of go through the solutions later on. Again, I really do appreciate you guys posting the answer to these. It's really cool to see. So yeah, special thanks to you guys. So let's go through the question. What I've given you is like an unfinished function which takes two parameters. We've got LST, and this is a list of strings here, donated by these little type hints I've done. We also take in a second parameter, car, and this is going to be a string. And what we're expected to give back is a list. And the idea of this is that LST is a list such as this here, and character is a single character. And what I want you to do is say, for each of these here, return the index if it contains this letter. So in this case, cheese does not contain M, so we don't want 0. Ham contains M, so we want 1. Milk contains M, so we want 2. So in this case, from cheese, ham, and milk, the only ones that have M inside them are our indices 1 and 2. Given example 2, none of these strings contain X, so we have an empty list. Given these three strings here, they all contain L, so we want all of these strings, therefore returning 0, 1, 2. Now, both of these solutions I received both use enumerate, and that's a really nice way of doing it. Now, the whole point of enumerate is that we can iterate over something such as LST and access not just the items inside it, but also the index of those items. So I could go ahead and do for index item in enumerate. Now if I do LST here, and what I probably should do before to kind of doing the collecting of these indices is just print index and item here. Bear in mind this will print none as well because this currently has no return statement. But if we run this here, we can see IDX is 0, 1, 2. Item is therefore cheese, ham, and milk. And if I can quickly go to this first answer here, effectively what it did was something like this. So let's do indices as a blank list, and then we're basically saying if, let's see, so if character happens to be in an item, so if character happens to be in this, this, or this, don't go to the item, but instead go to the index we're currently at. So we can go to indices, dot append, IDX here. So one more time, for each index and the item in the list, if the character is in that item, then take its index and append it to this list here. Because this is a list, it's mutable, we can add to it as we go along, it's all good. We can then do return indices, and we should now see, fingers crossed, 1 and 2. However, we want to check it with all of these little test cases. So we're expecting 1, 2, got it. Empty list, and then 0, 1, 2. And that looks good. Now let's come to our second one, which of course is using the list comprehension. And this is the one that I naturally kind of arrived at first. The reason why is because I've got a fair amount of background in functional programming. A big part of my dissertation during my master's was actually in functional programming, which is quite nice. So I've always kind of enjoyed writing comprehensions. Now, for me, a comprehension looks something like this. This is just kind of my own kind of take on it. We have an action, a source, and a condition. So basically saying, do something for each something in here, if condition. And the cool thing about a for loop like this is that we can actually basically take an action, source, and condition out of this. So let me show you what I mean here. Let's first define indices as equal to this, and check this out. This is our source. For each index and item in enumerate LST, that's where the data is coming from. So do this here. The action, this case there isn't one, we're just saying include. So I can just do this here. And an action might be something like IDX plus 1. But in this case, when there's no action, we're just saying include it. And the condition is, well, if the character is in item, like that. Let's make this look a bit nice. Indices, and there we go, and that's rough, probably kicking off because I haven't done anything with indices. You know what, let's just do return this list. You could do indices equals this and return this, but this should do exactly the same thing. Yeah, there we go, 1, 2, blank, 0, 1, 2, that's with our old for loop, and this time we have 1, 2, blank, 0, 1, 2. So both completely fine, absolutely valid ways of doing this. Once again, thank you so much for putting up the solutions. I really do appreciate it. If you want to be a part of next month's challenge, I'll be posting it around the first kind of couple of days of July, so make sure you are subscribed, make sure you get notifications, and as soon as that question's out, I'll be also posting an announcement, so you can jump on and have a go if you want. My kind of idea for this moving forward is that the questions kind of cover a wide range of domains. So there could be things on like OOP or contacting APIs, and I want to also be ramping up the difficulty as well. If you have specific types of questions you want to see, of course, feel free to ping as a comment, and I'll be happy to do so. Cheers for watching, guys, and see you all in the next video.